Welcome to DatSmokeShow, episode 11. How's it going, everybody? Back again. Finally got settled out here in Thailand, getting sorted. We have Tommy Tricombs with us today. How's it going, Tommy?
Cheers, everyone. Big ups.
We got Wes. How's it going, Wes?
Yeah, man. Big up, mad respect, Boat and Ponics. I hope things are going well up for you over there in Thailand, man. I hope you're getting settled and everything's going along great over there. I'm excited to have Tommy Tricombs on the show. Been a long time since I've been able to hang out with this guy. So, man, looking forward to an exciting show. So, yeah, man. What's new with you guys?
Nothing but excitement. For sure. Just out here grinding, man. Hustling, grinding, growing. They got me on the smoke bench right now, but whatever. You know.
Yeah, man. Nice.
Any cultivars that you were really excited about this year or had turned out really well that you were stoked on?
Yeah. Excuse me. Only one that I'm really excited about, but the Chelsea by Nick Risden, Nine Risden Farms. Turned out really good. We got a little sun-grown competition, a little get-together going. I believe it's November 19th here in Michigan. So yeah, I plan on entering my Chelsea outdoor sun-grown organically. It came out fire. I got a lot of powdery mildew as usual with a lot of the other cultivars, but the Chelsea just came out flawless and it looks great. It's hanging on the racks right now, so I'm all hung up. You know what I'm saying? Everything's either frozen or dried or drying or composting. Unfortunately for the composting part, but you know what I'm saying? That's how it goes here in Michigan. So yep.
Do you remember the lineage of the Chelsea?
Yeah, the Chelsea is so it's family trees, Tyler. It's the Pam Anderson crossed, so it'd be a Pam Anderson female. Or no, it's Pam Anderson male crossed to Hollywood Pure Kush. So, and that's the Kevin Jodrey HPK out of Wonderland or whatever. We got that in my little circle of friends here in Michigan. So shout out to the big man Kevin Jodrey.
Sweet.
Keeping up with that. Yeah. Yep.
What you been working on lately in your breeding projects?
We're actually gonna make me and Kazoo Kush are actually working on the the Chelsea F2 with the blessing from Big Nick Risden. So nice. We're gonna F2 it. Yeah. Kazoo's got the male. I got a really nice female, like I was saying, the one that I sought out of seeds is the one that grew outside and did really nice this year. And so with Nick's blessing, we're gonna put the F2 together and kind of see what we get. I also have my skunk bow, which is that's my Rambo breath, which Rambo breath is that's ambrosia times OG Kush breath, so that makes the Rambo breath. And then I bred that with Duke Diamonds G13 skunk as the male side of that, so that makes skunk bow. So I put that to a Testarossa male that I had, and that's coming out really nice. They're still growing, but they're probably in their final week or so, and it's starting to look really nice. There's a couple photos on the IG I've been posting lately, but yeah, mainly I'm working on those F2s. And then I'm also just, going through a bunch of seeds I got that I've made. I don't ever, if I release something, it's always free or, trade or something like that. So yeah, I'm trying to make room and spend time just running through some seeds I have. I have all kinds of weird little hobby crosses, you know what I mean? Pollen chucker status stuff.
Nice, nice.
What do they say? Standing on the shoulders of giants, you know what I mean?
This is true. This is true.
Right. That's a lot of work, you know what I mean? Just putting together crosses. That's only half the battle, you know what I mean? Then you got all the seeds, you got to pop them, or you got to get friends to pop them. You got, you know what I mean? There's always a whole thing. So, I'm just doing my best out here, doing what I can, not trying to,
Nice.
not trying to waste the work, making seeds and then, you know what I mean, do nothing with them. So,
How's the family?
family's good. Family's good. Just maintaining. Yep. Karate tonight. And
Hell yeah.
fortunately, the softball season's over, so we just got school and karate. No softball every other day. Practice game, practice game.
Nice.
It gets to be a lot at times. I almost got my full garden switched around. I got my last run of any kind of salts. I used up all the rest of my salt-based nutrients, and
damn, about to cross the fence now, aren't you?
yeah, well, I'm already like dip. I already have my toe dipped, so I already have like 8 of my 16 flowering lights under living soil, raised beds. I actually have 9 of or whatever. So it's 10 of 16 lights. So the other ones are going in. Been doing a lot of work trying to get all the coots mixed. You know what I mean? The coots mixed up and ready to go. All just by hand on a tarp, mixing it. So it's a lot. It's a lot in worm casting. So I can shout out to my worm casting dude for helping me get there. But yeah, it's way more than I could create. And I actually have a couple decent sized worm bins, but I'm in there like swimwear, as they say. I got them all. I got all the soil mixed up in super sacks, just sitting outside under tarps. And as soon as I pull the rest of the salt run down, then we will be filling up the rest of the beds. Everything,
Your cost per run will be dropping a fair bit.
Oh yes, and like I said, it's a big leap of faith, going there, because I really don't have any ill will or any anything bad to say about growing in salts done properly.
No, they've done well for you so far. Like you're an amazing grower. You've mastered salts for sure. Like it is a big leap to take a step away from your comfort zone and move towards something that's
Yeah, and like right now, just with the way the whole market is and everything, it's also another. I mean, there's some benefits, or maybe not even you say benefits, but like it's kind of like working out to be good timing, as long as you know what I mean, as long as I don't have any stumbles here transitioning all the way over. But yeah, everything should be so good, or so far so good. And like I said, yeah, just trying to keep up with the market, trying to keep up with the cost per pound or cost per unit, or however you want to phrase it. But yeah, doing what I can. I ain't going nowhere. I see I know a lot of old school homies that are just like, man, they didn't grow outside this year or this or that, just because it's like, it's like, I don't know. The big business has kind of took its hold here in Michigan, and I feel a lot of friends of mine are all kind of feeling the squeeze of the legalize the.
It's a weird zone till you find your niche after legalization, I find. But
Right, and yeah, and everyone, I think everyone took it a little bit lightly. When it first went legal, everyone's still doing good, and you could still kind of backpack stuff into the dispo. So now it's really we're really feeling the crunch where basically there's no. Yeah, I can feel the stress. Not only myself, but a lot of friends of mine. Like I said, a lot of old school guys are just like, I'm just gonna go back to carpentry, or I'm just gonna go back to, you know what I mean, doing my thing, breeding pit bulls and shit. You know what I mean? So shout out to everyone. But Tommy Trichomes ain't going nowhere. I'm here to stay. I'm staying. I'm a fighter.
Welcome, Brandon Rust.
Yeah, cheers, Brandon.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? What's going on, listeners? How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good. Just starting the day.
Nice. What time is it out there in Thailand right now?
It is exactly 12 hours ahead of you, so it's 9:32 a.m.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Easy. How's it going? What's new with you? You've been traveling and doing all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, just been busy. Right now I'm about to retrofit a big hydro facility. They got like 400 lights. They're gonna switch out to all beds, soil. Let's see, doing the Bokashi earthworks thing. Got all the test results back for some of the new fertilizers. The fermented hemp meal, the nutritional numbers come back higher after it's been fermented. So that's really cool to see that. We're gonna be releasing that as a fertilizer, compost additive. And then also there's the sunflower hull ash, which is a really great way to get potassium and phosphorus into your system without having to add like sulfur from like the potassium sulfate. And it also has a lot of calcium and magnesium. So I can see it as a really good amendment for that period in time when the plant is transitioning, going into flowering. So I was just looking at some new amendments for Bokashi Earthworks. We're still doing the soil, you make fertilizers, microbes, all that other stuff.
Right on. So you're using sunflower heads, right?
Well, it's actually sunflower, the whole
plant?
leftover, the whole plant. It's turned into an ash mixed with coffee, with a coffee chaff and spent coffee grain. And it's turned into ash, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, you're a big inspiration on me going to those living soil beds. I remember that big run you had down in Oklahoma going of the Picket OG.
Oh yeah, I did a lot of that. I ran a lot of that Picket. It's a really good one. It hits huge numbers, great numbers, huge numbers on THC, huge numbers on terps,
huge numbers on running up to the ceiling of the grow room. I always bust Nick's ball. I'm like, this shit is too tall.
Yeah, it's one of those plants that will, quadruple in size from the time you flip it.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's that GMO in it, the GMO half of it.
Yeah, the cost of organic production is a lot less, and the whole thing is people need to be addressing, because I know like what you were just saying. I hear from everybody, oh, it's getting hard. It really it's hard because people are, it's starting to become an agricultural commodity, which is always really what it's been. It just there hasn't been enough of it to meet demands, and now that there's enough to meet demands, it's more about brand visibility, knowing your farmer, and being able to like educate the market on your product and your brand. But also because it is an agricultural commodity, it should be treated such when it comes to cultivation. And it's like they're not spending, $150,000 to $200,000 a year to grow an apple crop in, a couple of acres of an orchard.
Right.
So cannabis is unique in the fact that people still pay high prices for products and inputs and all those other things because it's still considered a really high dollar value crop. But as it evens out, as world markets open up, you're gonna have to take the same approach that they take for other agricultural commodities, and that's minimal inputs, looking at the soil from testing standpoint, so you don't overdo things, so you don't waste money on inputs, and then taking that kind of guesswork out of it, so that way it's consistent.
Right. Yeah, for sure. And yeah, it does. I mean, myself included, but yeah, it does take a little bit getting used to, you know what I mean? When when you come from the old school days of, I know you guys all know what I'm talking, you know what I mean? The old school days of getting paid
Yeah,
to bend
you
the
ain't getting
rules.
$4,800 a pound anymore, so
Right, right. Yeah, it takes some
putting-
adjusting, but like I said, this is all I really know, and this is all I have my kind of whole life invested to. So yeah, whatever changes may happen in the industry or the price and the market, I'm doing what I can to be here to stay.
You're in Michigan, right?
Yeah, Michigan.
And
Yep.
you have a caregiver's license.
Yes, yeah. I'm fully caregivered up, so I'm allowed to grow 72 plants, and
Nice.
I got
Well,
my patients. And,
like when I was back in the traditional market, I had, like a group of people that they were my regulars. And I assume that's kind of like what it would be like if you're a caregiver, you have like your group of people who always come to you to get their medicine.
Yep.
And build out on that.
Yep, that's how it rolls. But you know what I mean. They're also, it's not like you can keep charging like it was back. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So,
No, I figure ounces are probably like $125 for good quality weed.
For good quality, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. I mean, I don't go to the dispos, but I'm pretty sure that's right around where they're at. Now you're starting to see the $50 or the $80 ounce little banners outside all the stores and stuff. So
I mean, that's the same out here too. But
Right.
if you go into a store and you're looking at like a $50 ounce, $75 ounce,
right,
that's the thing. There's a large population of consumers that are okay with just smoking something decent. I mean, shit, when I was 15, I was smoking Mexican brick weed, and
Right.
I couldn't even tell the difference between indoor. I wasn't educated enough to be able to tell the difference between, what good chronic was, indoor, outdoor. I just knew that this was way better than fucking Mexican weed. So I assumed it was chronic, and it's like, unless you're really like a connoisseur, I think that most people are just, conscious, financially conscious smokers,
Right. Yeah. I mean, shit, I would have killed to be, when I came up smoking, like you said, smoking the Reggie, the brickweed and stuff, man, we used to just, there'd be times in Ohio where I grew up at, it'd be times would be nothing, you know what I mean? It'd be,
oh yeah.
I'm stealing my dad's roaches and shit, you know what I mean? Rolling up roach blunts and shit. So, I would have, I could only imagine, you know what I mean, the availability of it being like, a high school kid or whatever. And I'm not obviously encouraging high school kids to smoke, but we all know they do. You know what I mean? They love it.
I was thinking about that the other day, like how much different all of our lives would have been, especially in terms of how we got jobs and entered the jobs market, if we hadn't had cannabis being illegal and those high prices that we used to get back in the day, allegedly. All of us kind of got started moving eighths or growing or some other thing because there was this huge price, increase like we talked about a minute ago. and that's just gone now for these poor kids to not have access to. Again, I'm being joking when I say that, but
obviously,
you know that it does really change. No, but think about it this way: like it does really significantly impact the financial, like the extra income for a lot of people that were younger at a much earlier age than what these kids have today. Whether or not that was illegal or not is a different question, but the amount of income some of us had at a young age was pretty ridiculous, compared to what these kids even have the possibility of doing now without having, to resort to some things that they shouldn't be doing.
Right. They're all turning
they
into
don't have
credit card scammers.
It truly was danger pay though, right? It was a danger of incarceration. So like you were getting paid for what you did. They have no risk whatsoever. They don't understand that they don't have any risk. They don't understand. They used to be you run off your mouth and like next thing you know, the red and blues are outside your house and you're looking at a case like.
Oh yeah. But that was always the thing too, because it was a risk reward business, the fucking more risk that you're willing to take, the greater the reward, back in the day. So it's like if you were willing to risk blowing up 100 fucking lights, which was like fucking, back then in 2003, 2004, if you're blowing up 100 lights in San Diego, man, that's pretty fucking big, but
yeah. Some of that, I mean, I don't know how to put it, but yeah, I mean, it was kind of the thrill of all that. You know what I mean? I mean,
half of it was that.
I would grow a little bit, but I was more into the, you know what I mean? I was more into the broker kind of, you know what I mean? I was working with some crazy characters and just kind of living that lifestyle, as a young man. Like it was, I don't know, like a thrill seeking kind of thing. You know what I mean? Some people skydive. I would just do my, you know what I'm saying? Adrenaline.
The bizarre social networks you would build with people that you would never normally interact with. And you know what I mean? Like super people on the other end of the political spectrum are really, really like people that are into really,
I had a lawyer
that you
that
normally wouldn't interact with.
I had a lawyer used to have me pick up and bring for him because he didn't want to be seen going to the place. And this was down in Antigua, like, as well as a doctor. It was the same thing. It was a doctor, like when he caught me and his son smoking, he then pulled me aside and asked me if I could help him.
That's one way to gain some clients.
Yeah.
Right.
Both ways. He's like, listen, just call me if you get pinched. Wild. Yeah, it's been a wild ride. We ain't over yet.
Yeah, it's been fun getting used to things here in Thailand. I thought I'd show you guys some Thai brick. This is like about $2-ish.
Damn.
Roll it up. What's the smoke report on that?
So that really looks like Mexi, bro. Are you sure that they're not just Mexi?
No.
That's where the groupers go now.
Yeah. But it was really funny.
They've just diverted all that Mexican weed to a different country now, since the Americans don't want it.
No. I got one better. Hold on. You got to see this, especially you. Let me find it here. Here it is. Ready? This is how bad the Oklahoma scene's getting.
What is it?
You guys are gonna laugh your ass off. Oh, here. All right. Let's do this. There we go. This was in Bangkok.
Oh, geez.
What does it say?
This is Oklahoma. It's leftover shit from Oklahoma that somehow found its way to Bangkok.
Wow.
Nice.
That's awesome.
You even got the
way to go, Metric.
barcode. kind of thing. Or whatever you call
Yeah.
it.
Way to go, Metric. Nice work, Metric.
Right. Brought to you by Metric.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
I
Anyways.
just seen an article. I guess somebody got pinched in Detroit. Working both sides of the market. You know what I mean? So licensed. I don't know. I don't want to speak off it, but yeah, licensed.
Unheard
info
of.
or something.
Can't
Yeah.
believe somebody got busted for backdooring pounds.
In Detroit, of all places.
Can't actually believe that's happening. It's funny because it's like it's probably the norm, you know.
Right. Well, a lot of it at the beginning, at least, was just the cost of entry. You know what I mean? You have to be kind of stupid to be blurring those lines because, you know what I mean, just to jeopardize whatever kind of money you had on a license or what other people were counting on. You know what I mean? Counting on you or things like that, not to screw it up. But yeah, now it's now everyone's going for
Oklahoma
it.
was easy to get into.
Right. Yeah.
Didn't take a lot of
That
money.
seemed like shout out, rest in peace to Coolio, but it was kind of like the gangster's paradise for a little bit there, right? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
Wild West. Things have changed. They're starting to like get regulations passed and shit that nobody wants, but we're still fighting back against it. We have nothing will change for a little while until next session, which is starts like next February.
Right.
But they do that every fucking year when session comes in. They attack cannabis. So
Are you mainly focused in, I don't mean to ask too much or ask out of turn, but are you mainly focused just on the Bokashi Earthworks right now, or are you doing another facility? I don't think I've seen you much.
no, I'm just doing Bokashi earthwork stuff, doing
Yeah.
consulting.
I
I'm
gotcha.
helping a couple different people switch over to living soil. And then I was actually offered a position with equity in the company, salary and equity, but I'm not sure if I really want to do it just because I like to just be my own boss, pretty much. Like I don't want to have to answer to other people.
Cool. That's cool. So, what are you shipping like large amounts of soil across the country, or you have you got that figured out yet?
Yeah, so I do bulk shipping. Most of my soil is around the Midwest states. I can ship anywhere. It gets a little more pricey the further we get away from either Texas or New Mexico where the composting facilities are at.
Right.
But yeah, man, the only thing that I really want to do is I want to figure out ways where I can ship bags of soil, like cubic foot or 2 cubic foot bags, cost effectively, because that's the biggest thing is like prices for shipping keep going up. They just rose for all the flat rate packagings. I didn't raise my price on the website. I'm just gonna take the hit as a business. But that like logistics is the biggest thing. It's such a fucking headache.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think what I'm gonna do is UPS has a flat rate package. It's like up to like 50 pounds, and it's like 1,100 cubic inches or cubic centimeter. I can't remember the exact measurements, but you can, as much as you can fit in that box, it'll ship for the same price anywhere in the country. And so I'm thinking about putting together these little grow packs, which are like 6-liter bags of soil, like 3 6-liter bags of soil, 3 6-liter fabric pots, little 2-ounce microbe and humate bundle, a little recharge pack, and then like 3 feminized autoflower seeds as like a bundle that people can just kind of like, put their soil in their pots, plant the seeds directly in there, and then have everything they need for like their whole run just in like little kit. I don't know. I have just different ideas to try to increase, sales and stuff like that. I haven't really been doing haven't done any marketing other than just like the podcasts and stuff that I go on, but just trying to figure out more stuff, brand visibility, build the company up a little more.
Right. So you basically do have a place where you're having your mixture made in the Midwest.
Oh
So
yeah, I've been
okay.
selling soil for a couple of years now. So I do bulk
Right.
soil. I actually work with a bunch of people, and it's one of the things that like I sell pretty decent amount of soil. I've got a farm in Missouri that's gonna be picking up 70 yards. I got another farm out here in Oklahoma that's about to do 160 yards. So yeah, I mean, I'm selling soil. I'm selling soil, humate fertilizers, microbes, going on doing all like consulting and stuff.
Mhm.
Uh, I'm just, I'm looking at business analytics and seeing where they can save money and how they can save money.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
I can
I
say
see
we're using his soil at a bunch of the facilities that I work with. Vertica in Oklahoma that uses it, and then the cannabis farm I work with in Georgia is also using his soil as well, and they like it a lot.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I seen you working with what's that guy, like a NASA soil biologist or something? I'm
Yeah,
sorry for not
actually,
knowing that.
Dr. George Caltese he's my mentor, but
Right.
he was he actually was the engineering director on the Apollo space project. So
Okay.
he has a couple of degrees, but he has a degree in astronautical engineering, chemical engineering, civil and mechanical engineering. And so the guy's a
Yeah,
genius. He speaks
very
like
smart.
4 different languages, and he's been working in after he got out of NASA, he started working in agriculture. And so he's been, he actually developed that humate fertilizer back in like the mid 80s. And he first opened up this first plant down in, I think, Brazil. And I'm not sure what happened with it. I think they ended up buying the factory from him, but they didn't continue production, probably just because that time period. But now with all of our fertilizer crisis that are happening worldwide and things with food production, I think this is really the time where this stuff is starting to get more traction because it
Mhm.
it takes less resources to produce it, and it also adds carbon back into the soil and doesn't have the negative impact that chemical fertilizers have. So I think it's now just like that time. I featured in cannabis, but I'd really like to just be able to
Right.
transition over to mainstream ag because it really acts as a bridge to like change the way the system is. And we're at like peak phosphorus in 2060. We actually run out of mineable phosphorus. And I know a lot of people get all up in arms about like global warming and this and that. And it's like, I'm not worried about that at all because in, less than 40 years, like we run out of phosphorus, which means billions of people will
Mm.
die because like without phosphorus fertilizer, like conventional ag doesn't exist.
Right. That's I haven't heard that, but that's very interesting.
It's probably one of the most prevalent and also depressing, facts about our resources is like we've known that we have a finite amount of different resources. And if you look up, like, for instance, I was looking up wollastonite, which is calcium silica, looking up the different deposits that we have throughout the world. And there's like, there's like 4 major deposits of it. But in total, there's like 100 million tons total. If we have statistics like that for all the different raw inputs that we use for for both agriculture, even just for as raw ingredients for any of the things that we might need in society. And the problem is like phosphorus, one of the main components that keeps things running from an agricultural standpoint, like that's almost gone. Like we don't have a lot left. So the whole green waste recycling, that's one of the reasons I'm doing this is because like it's going to be like required in 20 years from now. Like you guys will start seeing vast changes in the way that these systems operate because unless we're able to find new sources of phosphorus that we can solubilize, into phosphate, then we're in trouble.
Right. So, I mean, but but like, obviously the ocean is, it's going to keep on turning. You're basically talking for commercial ag is what you're saying? Like, I'm just trying to kind of
Well,
wrap my
here's
head
the
around.
thing, right? So when we look at the amount of arable land that is fertile enough on its own to sustain
Oh.
Agricultural crop production, it's a really small percent, like maybe 5-10%. That's why we have like agronomists that add, certain things to the soil, whether it's organic or inorganic. It's like most soils have to be worked for them to be able to be viable for crop production. And part of that is if you're in an area that has little to no phosphorus, you have to add some type of parent appetite material. Even if it's not a phosphorus fertilizer, you still need something that's like, a mineral, like calcium phosphate, CalPhos, or, anything that might have that in that will eventually be able to be cycled through biological means. But that's how phosphorus works. Like in nature, it has to be cycled through biology to free the phosphate molecule from the phosphorus parent material. And what we do in conventional agriculture is we use sulfuric acid. So sulfuric acid, you can gauge the sophistication and how advanced any culture is on the face of the planet by how much sulfuric acid they're able to produce. Because that sulfuric acid, the main purpose of that is to solubilize. They use sulfur to basically break down rock material, that's just mined rock, to solubilize it into that phosphate.
Right. And it takes forever to break down rock. Just, regardless.
Yeah. So what they do is they take that rock material, they crush it, and they micronize it into a powder, and then they add it into sulfuric acid to extract the phosphate out of that. Now we only have so much of that rock material left in these deposits, which means they're running low. What'll end up what has to happen is either new deposits have to be discovered and mines have to be opened, or we have to figure out other ways to capture the phosphorus that we have. Now, one of the main sources of phosphorus in biology is from bone, right? Because bone is made out of phosphorus and calcium. And so, we can use things like bone meal in conventional agriculture or waste products from like other industries to get phosphorus, or we can also do like the green waste recycling like I'm doing, like that sunflower whole ash and that coffee. It's got something like 10% phosphorus in it,
right?
Which is
all coming from the sunflower, right?
Yeah, it's mostly coming from the coffee. Mostly potassium is what I'm seeing.
Okay.
Potassium and micronutrients, not a whole lot of nitrogen, a little bit. But that's the whole idea of the whole, like, I know that this is coming, and I know that like in the future, there will be legislation written about this. I mean, it has to. It's like being able to have the foresight to understand the science of what's going to happen on our planet. That gives me a little like motivation and intuition about what I should be doing as far as an industry goes. And that's why green waste recycling is so important, because these things are going to be more heavily relied upon as these reserves and these deposits get depleted.
Man, much respect, man. Because I don't know how to put it, but like you've got it. Yeah, I don't know. You seem like you've got a very good grasp on all this stuff, and I know just from previous podcasts and stuff you've done, like your background. You know what I mean? You did some time, and you came up as kind of like a. You know what I mean? A salt of the earth kind of just, you know what I mean? One of these,
I'm just
people.
a regular ass person who's gone through a bunch of struggles, just like everybody else.
You've learned a lot. You could tell you have, and I just big ups on all that, man. Very, very good, man. You're just very well put together and smart. And
I just,
cool
these things are also, they're brought to my attention by people who are much smarter than me. That's the thing too, is I've learned from people who are smarter than me, that have more information than me, and those are always people usually that are older than me. Like Dr. George, for instance. The guy's been around. I mean, he was working in the top levels of science back in the 60s, and he has been for this whole time. I mean, it's crazy to hear some of the stories, because it talks about famous people that you hear about through history that he knew, had personal relationships with, like General Patton or like John F. Kennedy. It's like I hear these stories about people who are like, holy shit, hey, that was like a mafia boss. Like, the dude lives in Al Capone's old house and shit. It's crazy. But he's so knowledgeable about so many different aspects. And so he's just, he relays all this information to me, and I understand like why he's spent his life doing what he's done, because he understands like the progression of what's going to happen. And it's like, so he shared all that information with me. He's like, dude, in 40 years, the children will be walking over, slumped over. 100 years from now, if this problem isn't solved, like people will be crooked, their bones won't be growing right. Like it's a disaster, waiting to happen. It's that nobody addresses, nobody talks about it. People talk about global warming and like other issues that are so minuscule compared to what we're actually facing. Like, like I hear people like, I saw this bumper sticker and it triggered me because it said something about racism. And I was like, dude, we live in America. I was like, we are the most ethically diverse country in the whole entire world. Yet people are so hung up on like something that doesn't even really exist in this country. And it's like, if you go to any other country in the world, you go to China, Chinese people, you go to Mexico, Mexican people, you go to any other parts of the world, and there's definitely not as ethically diverse as our country. And it's like a lot of times people get distracted by things that are like non-existent, like, and when there's way more bigger issues that we face that we have to find solutions to.
We lose them.
Right. Or just yeah, like even, I mean, I guess it's how people, what people spend their time looking at and stuff. It's like, yeah, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. I wish I could phrase what I'm trying to think. You know what I'm saying? Put it out.
Yeah, I think a lot of people get distracted by things that are like oftentimes not
just in your face and in and out, like getting getting influenced by this or that. You know what I mean? Instead of actually like taking your time to like mentally like form your own kind of I don't know, but I don't even know how to say it.
But yeah,
real good for a podcast.
Yeah,
man,
Chris, it'll happen eventually, and that's the whole thing, is just being able to be prepared, like how we're going to approach new access.
Right. That's what I mean. It's what people are looking. Oh, here we go. Is that Dutch? Yeah, it is. Cheers, Dutch. Yeah. No, I just I don't know. Yeah. It's a crazy world out there. That's one thing. I mean, getting older. I'll be 40 coming up here, and
old balls.
Yep. We're all right around the same
sometimes
age.
it's like, you know what I mean? You don't want to get old, but it's like sometimes like, well, this world is getting crazy. So, you know what I mean? Like my old man or something, it's like, well, I'm only gonna be here for so long. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like but I do have children as well. So, you gotta think about the youth in the future. Cheers, Dutch. Cheers, Josh.
Yeah, man. So I just popped on. You're like, I'm getting a little. It was just the perfect timing. I had to like drop my old balls comment. Cheers. I didn't mean to mess your flow, bro.
I really am having trouble gathering the words. I'm trying to. I'm trying to stay on that level, that B Rust level. You know what I'm saying? I try to keep it intellectual, but I'm gonna go take a quick break and get me another cup of ice and make me another
refill, dude. I want to hear what's going on.
I'm coming right back.
What's up, Wesingine? Smoking on that tubular thing you're always puffing on?
Always vaporizing, man. You know me. How you doing, Josh, man?
I'm doing good, man. Had a
That's
good
awesome.
evening with my family's visiting, so I just had a family dinner and yeah,
Sweet.
catching the
That's
tail
always
end of
nice
this.
when families down. A little nerve-wracking at times, but good.
Yep. I got the opportunity to cook some good steaks and squash and stuff. So yes, you nailed it. Good, fun, nerve-wracking, all of the above.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Right on.
How's the night going for everybody?
Oh, awesome. We were just going over future phosphorus shortages. Brandon was dropping knowledge on us.
What up, Brandon?
Yeah,
What's going on, Josh?
I heard, Brandon, that Morocco was going to be one of the more powerful countries coming up in the future because of they have some of the largest and last reserves of phosphorus.
You know, food is a huge thing. It's if you can't independently cultivate for yourself, then you're reliant on others. So it's like, you know, I tell people all the time, like true independence comes from self-sufficiency, right? Because if you can be independent and you don't have to rely on government or other people for the things that you need to flourish as a human being, then you've won up the system basically. But it's like not everybody understands how to do these types of farming techniques to where you take and recycle things that are around you, you know, or even just like people like myself who are like looking at a big picture and going like, shit, dude, we need to start recycling and like sequestering massive amounts of carbon right away. And also creating the, you know, like that's the whole thing with the biofertilizers. Like, and it's cool because you can see the tests, you can see the phosphorus, the nitrogen, the micronutrients, like the complete total makeup of these things before and after they're you know, composted or fermented. So it's just one of those things, dude. It's one of those things that we don't have a choice, that we're not going to have a choice in the matter. It is going to change regardless of what we do, because those resources are limited. So, but that's the whole thing. That's like why all of us are in the same place, you know, like regenerative agriculture. Josh, you know all about
dude,
that.
You're talking like next level. That's the thing that, like, you know, I've had my head there, tried to have my head there too, but there's also like the level that's present, you know, like just to, I've been talking with a lot of people about beef, you know, and like the little, you know, beef's going to be 20 bucks a pound, you know, come 2023, right? You know what I mean? And, and my thing is like, when I hear that, I go, oh, well, that's just going to mean that there's a percentage of the population that just ain't going to eat beef. Oh, you know what I mean? That's not going to eat meat, or they're going to have.
You're going to have black market cows.
But here's the thing. Here's the messed up part about that, right? We already, as Americans,
the deer population is going to get solved real quick.
Before you guys riff on all the other stuff, because there's a lot.
Do you remember when we had deers?
Like simply, if there's if we can't afford the meat, you know, what do? You cut it out and you start finding different ways to do it. And like, we're going to be really quickly back to some version of what our grandparents were living in the Great Depression, where they're like farming their own vegetables. I don't think it's going to be crazy extreme like it was back then, but I think it's, you know.
Oh, I think it's
am I going to eat a fucking caterpillar supplement, or am I going to eat a steak? You know what I mean? Like, am I going to eat some fucking mealworms? Like, it's going to be different. Like,
yeah.
I say no to bugs. Really, I firmly say no to bugs.
Man, I mean, those I personally think things like cricket flour, stuff like that.
It's all good.
The amount of protein. Here's a fucked up thing. Are you guys fans of Charlton Heston?
I mean,
the old actor.
Yes.
I guess he's a classic. Yes, I guess. I think Gone with the Wind was a classic. I don't know.
Okay, so look he made a movie in the 70s called Soylent Green, and it's about food shortages and population. And in this movie, there's these companies, and they're coming up with alternative ways to basically feed people. And they have this cracker, and it's called Soylent Yellow. And this Soylent Yellow is basically like kelp. It's like a harvested kelp. It has nutrition in it. They're able to mass produce it for the masses and feed people with it. Now they come out with the whole premise of the movie, which is called Soylent Green, which is a new form. And it's highly nutritious. At the end of the movie, they find out that Soylent Green is actually made of people, but it's like these things that we're talking about, these shortages, they've been known to, people that work in these fields at high levels for a really long time. And so it's like, we're just like all this like stuff that we've seen on TV and here in little clips. Those are all things that are like, shit, dude, that could literally be the future. You know what I mean? Like, because you see those kinds of things coming online, like superfoods using algae, spirulina, like alternative forms of protein, because the real thing is getting too expensive to produce. It's trippy. It's like something out of those sci-fi movies.
Man, can't we just feed the bugs to the chickens and I can eat the chickens?
That's what I'm saying.
So on that, hold on. I wanted to mention something else. So today we're gonna make a bunch of IMO and IPMO, and I was like, man, so I was trying to get insect frass, and then I realized I can literally buy like crickets, grasshoppers, scorpions, centipedes by the kilo at the market for like $1.50 per kilo. So I was like, well, I'm way overthinking this. I can just go buy the insects directly.
That's
add it to the rice, and away I go.
It's that available over there. That's because
I'm
we couldn't go just buy that shit right now. You know what I mean? I guess we could go to pet store.
Yeah, you can at the pet store, or you just get insect frass or collect the whatever from your property. But I'm gonna do some videos on it because it's kind of funny. You could be like, go down to your local market, get your kilo of crickets. Like,
yeah, you're in the land of the insect.
Have any of you guys checked out this brand here? Nope.
What is it?
Yeah.
It's they're fucking rolling papers.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
I saw them online, and they came with like, these are fucking pretty nice. Look at the little ends on them. I'm gonna roll a blunt here with this, pull this thing apart, but I haven't smoked one yet, just by itself. But it's actually pretty dank, dude. I kind of want to smoke it just by itself without putting weed in it. And they sent me a fucking this company's dope, dude. They're marketing towards weed growers. I haven't even opened this up, but they sent me this little fucking I don't even know what the glue's made of, honestly, but it's like a natural fucking glue to, like, I don't know.
I grew a bunch of tobacco.
I bought this. These guys didn't send this to me. I bought this shit, so I'm not like trying to like pump up a brand or anything like that. I just think this shit's cool. Like, this is made for blunt wraps specifically.
Yeah, I'm working on curing some of my own tobacco that I grew here. It's a little, I think it might be hard. I don't know, maybe just because I'm not well versed in it. But yeah, I'm learning how to cure the tobacco. Well, keep it smokable, dry.
I was talking with Shannon about it, because her dad is a tobacco farmer. He's not at the moment, but she grew up as him. That's what he did, grew tobacco, and she, just being the daughter of a tobacco farmer, she knew that it was different than weed, and she was like, oh yeah, it's got to go through the colds, and that's the big thing about those barns. They open up, they want the hot, they want the cold, they want the big transition, where with weed we want it consistent, right? We want to consistently, slowly bring the moisture down. With this, they want to kind of go through the swings, which we typically don't think is good. It doesn't produce good weed when we go through the swings, but with the tobacco, something about those swings, and then bringing it down in December-ish. I don't fucking know. That's just me listening in and trying to understand,
Well, and how if you leave a jar open of herb, cannabis, you know what I mean, and it'll sometimes, depending on the climate, it'll like remoisten. It happens way quicker with the tobacco, you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm trying to get it to, like a stable point, like smokable point, you know what I mean? And it's just, yeah, I'm having a little trouble, but
look at this. It's like double wrap.
Like you want it a little more.
I could pull this fucking one wrap off, and I'm gonna roll that, and I could still fucking smoke this fucker.
Right, that's a tobacco
double wrap, dude. Yeah.
Okay.
It's done proper, dude.
Oh yeah.
And it's it says genuine Cuban seed grown in Nicaragua.
Right.
What
Yeah.
dicks.
I actually got the my tobacco seeds came from Nick,
Nice.
Which probably came from Shannon or
It's
Shannon.
probably from Nick himself. I mean, his family, I know. I mean, everyone down there grows it, it's like,
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
normal shit,
Yeah, and I harvested a ton of seeds. So if anyone locally or anyone watching, if you get a hold of me and be patient with me and you want to grow some tobacco, I'll be more than happy to send you some seeds and maybe some cannabis seeds in there as well. Get some more of my stuff out there. But some of my crosses that I made with Dutch blooms.
Dude, that post root beer looks fucking dope. Thanks for posting that.
Oh yeah. That's my old lady too, Green Queen. If you've
That's
seen
your
her,
lady? Okay.
Yeah. We were not together for about 3 years, and we're back together as a happy family. So it's the kids are really enjoying that. And
Nice, dude.
It's working out for everybody. You know what I mean? Tough times for everybody. So sometimes you got to put away your whatever your past grievances and just kind of move on. You know what I mean? Life's too short to be. I like family. I like keeping my family unit. So if you see Green Queen, that's my old lady, and we're back together. So all you ladies can stop hitting me up. I was joking. That never
back
happens.
off this motherfucking Ralph legend.
You heard him. Dick pics only. Dick pics only.
Oh my goodness, dude. Steve, I wish you guys could have been out at that party we had for Nick, his bachelor party.
Insane.
All you guys, I mean, Brandon, like Wesingine, it was a wonderful night. Like, yeah, the mushrooms were flowing. We ended it with a big firework party and a wrestle and a fight and a fucking, fuck you all. It was perfect. It was everything you wanted it to be.
Is there a tiger and did someone go missing?
Yeah. We didn't have a tiger, but someone did go missing, and there was some glass broken. There was fireworks. There was fighting. There was hugging. There was crying. I mean, we had all of it.
Mm-hmm. My brain went missing for a little bit there. I think I left my body for about a half hour. I was feeling the vibes, man. It was a good night. For sure. Oh yeah.
Brandon, what are you growing right now, dude? In your personal?
I'm actually doing the F2 open pollination for the blueberry train mac F2s. And then I just have my same cuts that I just been preserving, which is my Black Lime Reserve Male, my Gorilla Glue. I have my Death Breath Sour Cheeseberry and Limerilla and my Afghani Bull Rider.
I'm glad that those all got back to you too, man.
Yeah, I was able to hold on to everything. It can be tough when you move around and shit and like
fucking hard, dude.
Right. And there's a lot to be said. I'm sorry, but there's a lot to be said for those are some of the stuff that I've always heard you know what I mean? So it's like you really are working on the the lines and keeping the stuff.
Yeah, I mean, those are my babies, man.
Right. I just roll through shit, dude. You know what I mean? I'm popping packs. I'm just, I never,
It's my one. The Limerilla for me is my one. Like DJ Short has his blueberry. That Limerilla is my fucking plant. That's that meets. Look, it's not the greatest for commercial production, but it is fucking so terpy, dude. It's stupid. It's so stupid terpy. And it's a great fucking cut, man. It's got fucking all kinds. It takes you through a whole like plethora of different flavor profiles when you smell it. It starts off with this really, really robust floral perfume soap type of profile, and then it finishes off with this really sour lime peel musk.
Nice. Yeah, I haven't had the pleasure of I've seen it, but I think Spartan grown here in Michigan, which, like, when I say Michigan, I'm basically not in Michigan. I never get to see half of these motherfuckers just because where I'm located. But maybe I'll have to just try to weasel my way into getting a cut from somebody, instead of doing all the hard work.
So nobody even has that. No, I've never given out
The Limerilla?
no, not my breeder cut. So I've
Oh,
used it.
yeah,
I've
your
used
cut.
it to make crosses, but I've never given that specific cut to anybody.
Okay. Because I do know some people. I think in that Michigan Grow Show crew, I think they were at least
He's
grew
got
out some of your seeds though.
yeah. I think he's growing up that Limelight, which is Limerilla
Oh.
times Mac V2.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Yeah, it's a good one too.
I know.
But
Yeah,
I
that
think
lo-
I think what is it, November 11th and 12th is the organic cup in Michigan. And so I'm gonna go out there because I'm
Can we
gonna
just
be
talk about that? I mean, I like to think I'm not a shit talker, but I might just be a shit talker. Let's talk about the organic cup. God damn it.
Yeah.
What do you guys all think about
I
that
just
shit?
went to the one in I just went to the one in New York, and man, New York's a trip. I've never seen like anything like it. It's fucking crazy, bro. I walked like 10 motherfucking miles. I went and ate pizza. I had like Chinese food, and I drank at an Irish pub, like all on the same day. But okay, so the club, I feel like the venue needed to be a lot bigger for the amount of people that was there. And it was new. It was like, it seemed like it was the first time it was ever done. So it needs work. It needs work, to be honest, with putting everything together a little more solid and stuff like that. But all the people were cool.
Well, we're doing that sun grown thing. Josh, you're
Yeah,
coming for
yeah.
that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I think
good for
I
sure.
think it's better than that. Remember the regenerative conference that didn't have a
mean,
single cultivator
Yeah,
like last
organic
year?
cup,
That was
like,
pretty great.
it's put on by folks that are like not organic. That's what's like trips me out. I'm like, well, whatever, dude. I don't know everybody's ins and outs, but I know that like people aren't always organic.
Oh yeah, and some of the stuff that I judged, some of it, I'll be honest, I didn't even smoke because it was
Right.
like,
so bad.
yeah, no, yeah, you know what I mean. So it's an underdeveloped market. There was really good weed, but like the bad weed was bad, bro, and the good weed was good. You know what I mean? It was like, it was different too to see what their flavor profile is, because I'll probably say like 80%. Maybe 85% of everything that was submitted was either like a haze cross, a jack cross, or
Really?
a sour D, or like some sour D. Yeah, because it was
that's really I'd never have expected that. That's surprising. That's interesting.
Yeah, man, there was a lot of haze. Like, and I know haze, bro. You know what I mean?
But that's a New York thing, though, right? That's their fucking.
That's a New York thing.
Yeah.
The piff, Cuban black haze. That's like, and then obviously, how many fucking West Coast motherfuckers were fucking slinging, growing sour D in their fucking hoop houses and fucking shipping that back east. Everybody I fucking knew was, you know what I mean? So like sour D was like the fucking king out there for fucking long ass time, years. And so I think that kind of is like, now that there's a market that's going to start developing out there, that's not just traditional market. I mean, all the people have kept all these things, and so I think that's what I was seeing.
I love
that'd be really cool if we end up seeing like a big like East Coast, West Coast Kush versus haze. Like that would be cool. I mean, not like
that would be good marketing. That would be
like
good
the diversity.
Yeah. That would be good for marketing too, because here's the thing, like it's hard to grow hazes in a lot of places because of the long flowering times, the requirements and stuff like that. And so it's like, especially and then indoor, it's like they take a long time. So
Yeah.
a lot of times for commercial, on the commercial side, it'd be cool to have that hyped up again, stuff like that, because then it might create a market demand to where you could actually go and grow some of that stuff for, on a commercial side, or for like the legal markets as well.
For sure. Yeah, I was a big fan of some of those. What was it? Probably. I don't know.
Do you guys know how
10
New
years
York is
ago.
working right now? I guess
It's just-
familiar with like how it's all like playing out.
I mean, from
I
what
have
I
some
understand,
idea.
it's like basically hemp farmers are running the show, and then they're waiting for spring to like drop the real rules, and like the dispensary
Right.
game is kind of Wild West.
Wow. West,
Yes.
yeah.
So it's like this. They basically decriminalized up to like 5 pounds. So you can have 5 pounds and be straight.
Yeah,
They're
And
doing it right
so
now,
and so they only have provisional licensing, which is like kind of like temporary until they
Right.
figure out what they just don't have anything figured out. They decriminalized it. There's no regulations. So you could walk to like the food truck on the corner and they might be slanging weed. You can definitely get weed at any of the smoke shops, vape shops. They're definitely carrying weed. But then you
Yep.
could just be like walking through a park and motherfuckers got tables set up.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
I got
Damn,
I
dude,
got
I
a
need to go
friend.
visit.
I got a friend. She lives near Buffalo, and I guess they're going hard on some of the Indian reservations. You know what I mean? With just non-licensed, but it's just like a normal dispo, but it's just there's no licensing or anything right now.
And so what you're seeing right now, what you'll see if you go into the what I saw anyway was there were people that are from the traditional market that are now like coming out to try to brand themselves so they can try to carve out a piece, maybe get a fucking license, because nobody knows really what's going to happen,
DatSmokeShow is going to start the most badass, unique boutique fucking weed store in Manhattan. Is what's going to happen.
Dude, they already opened up a fucking Cookies, bro, and they don't even have regulations.
Man,
yet.
Cookies ain't got shit on this. Come on, bro.
No, I know, obviously, but I'm just using that as an
This one-
example because it's like every
this one
time a
will
new
have-
market opens up, they
This
pop
one will
up.
have baristas and cats. It'll have baristas and cats.
You know what would be dope is to be able to have the
Come on, do it with me, Wes. Right here.
interstate commerce. That way we could be like, oh, look it, I got these peoples from this part of the state. You could get the
Pet the
best from
pussy.
all over the country, Put it in one spot in New York. That would be so dope, dude.
Yeah, and a lot of those guys. So a lot of those, inner city kind of, New York City kind of, whatever street hustlers that used to basically be like the corner boys selling herb. Now that, like you said, they're just setting up tables in the parks with a little sign and they just post up all day. You know what I mean?
Dude, I'm
Oh,
down
dude.
to do that. Let's
You
go,
know.
Tommy. You and me, bro.
NYC bound.
Yeah,
Fuck
bro.
the
You and me,
Yankees, by
you
the
and
way.
me in the park,
My
bro.
team, the Tribe, just lost last night.
I'm serious. I got like 3 of those fold up white tables. I'm good to go.
It's
I got
it's
plenty of
crazy.
herb.
It's crazy when you see a new market like that though, because it's just like, man, I already know how. Like you can probably predict how it'll go. You don't know how long it's going to take to get there, but it's
Right.
like if you look at everything in every other state, and it's crazy just to see a huge market like that open up and just kind of be there, because it's like, damn, dude, it's like
Yeah,
there
'cause
it
New York
is.
has had a really big culture, like the illegal culture, but there's still, you know what I mean, the pot scene, from what I've heard, especially like New York City has been, like we said before, the piff and all that, and the hell's the guy's name that Biggie Smalls used to rap about? That one, forget his name, but
Tupac.
well, no, Biggie Smalls was Tupac was smoking that OG Kush. I can't. Branson. Yeah, I think his name's Branson. Was like some huge, like well-known guy from, he's like a street dealer, like basically running it like a commercial business, but it was all on
Samson?
the underground. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Samson.
Bro,
Well,
I am
that's
bringing
what
up.
that's what it was based off of. Yeah, that's the play on the name. But yeah, his name was Bronson or Branson or something like that. But yeah,
Dude, homie's bringing up the Bodhi burner collab, and I don't know either of those dudes personally. I have DM'd with Bodhi once, so like I don't know the dude. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there's Captain 420, but
Mr. Nice Guy.
dude,
Captain.
I would, just so for the record, like I would sign a deal with Cookies or any motherfucking company out there that wants to pay me for some fucking legit gear. And anybody in the industry, cannabis industry, that's legit and down on all levels to be fucking with Cookies, like fucking Bodhi's the dude to do that. Him and his wife, they are like so fucking down to earth and so about the herb. Like if you've listened to interviews with Bodhi, that motherfucker like grows plants by himself, fucking smokes them one strain a night. Like he ain't smoking, burning all day, burning his brain out like I am. He's like testing shit. He's like one of the most legit breeders I know of. And if anybody deserves to get paid and put something out there and like have their work showcased, man, it's Bodhi. And like I fucking support that collab, and I think it's fucking epic because it's getting good herb to people. And corporations are what they are, and they end up fucking to people and helping people, and it's all sorts of bullshit. I'm not saying I'm like waving the Cookies flag or anything. I'm just saying like, fuck, that's cool. Like good on you, Bodhi, and good for the community, because that's getting some good herb out there. Like I ain't judging anybody, I do the fucking same thing right now. Anybody wants to pay me for a little bit of herb, like I'll sell.
yeah. Shout out to Big Burn. Go ahead. Me and Josh we'll get a spot running wherever you want it. just write that check, Big Burn. I'm down to. And I have no ill will towards. I know a lot of people have whatever opinions about burner and the cookies and all that stuff, but you got to think about it. You know what I mean? Like that's what a lot of us, at least 10 years ago, we're aspiring to kind of do and be. It's not. I don't know. It seems like a lot of people just hate on the success of it. It's a hard.
I like Burner's music. I don't necessarily like his weed. I've tried packaged Cookies products, in the past.
I never have.
But here's the thing. That's not
like
a direct reflection on the person either, though, because of the fact that most of these grows are contracted out. It's like, for instance, in Oklahoma, the Cookies store and where they get their supply of Cookies products are grown by independent farms. They're not grown by Cookies farms. They just have a contract to grow out their gear for the store, and that's how it is across the board for a lot of these other people.
And
they contract out like with other people. So it's not on them to
like
guarantee.
They're normal people. Like I would take that contract. If Cookies came up to me and was like, yo, bro, we'll load you up with some GP and all this stuff and we'll pay you, like, okay, great. Like fucking put me on the payroll, bud.
Like, I mean, I would have my attorney. I have my attorney
sure.
that shit over.
Right.
But,
I'm not being like saying I'm being dumb about anything, but like I just want to be clear that like this American one, the American one, he's saying he's not changing Burner might be changing him though. Like, bro, I don't think you just because someone's behind a big corporation doesn't mean you know them. And like a lot of those dudes end up like rising to the top of big corporations, do some pretty good work. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not about fucking big people making money. I'm like all about the little guy. If anybody's about it, you all should know this about me by now. Like, I've done nothing but raise money and fucking put on events for the better of education and knowledge. You know what I mean? I ain't one to fucking sell out. I don't do advertising. I don't get paid for my shit. I don't take on fucking sponsors. You know what I mean? But like, come on, like to sell some, like when you are someone like I've been making seeds for like the last 5-6 years. I have freezers full of seeds. I gladly hand over a strain to make some money on, to support my family. Right. And if you don't think that like these breeders that have been doing this shit long term are like fucking pouring hard up, you're fucking crazy, man. Like, you know what I mean? There's very few breeders in this country that are big balling, and we could name them all. They name them all like on one hand, the ones that are really balling. Everybody else is just kind of like getting by, doing their thing. Like, So like, you know, like it's good for one of us to get a big win every now and again. And I do think Burner's mind is being changed, dude. Like straight up, I do think that. And I don't know Burner. I don't know shit about that dude. But like, I know that he got to hang out with my buddy Kevin Jodry and go up on the mountain and go up to see Ridgeline and all these cool fucking farms of people that are dope as shit and like showing real good weed. And like that changed him, you know. And the next year they put out a sun-grown line, right? And now they're fucking with Bodie. Like shit is changing, dude. Like people can't help, and that's real. Like it's real that when you fucking smoke organic weed, you're like, oh damn, that shit's better. When you smoke organic sun-grown, like you're, oh damn, that's fucking better. You know what I mean? And you're changed by it. And like that's what this whole plan is. It does change people, and it changes people in stages. And so like fucking have faith. You know what I mean? Don't be hater. That's all my thing. Don't be a hater. Like have faith. Like trust that the plant's working. The plant works in all of us. It changes us all. You know, even those fuckers that are joining in Glass House and all these motherfuckers for the wrong reason. This like have faith. This plant will fucking persevere. You know, it did through all of our thick skulls, and we're pretty thick. I'm pretty thick. I'll take. You know what I mean?
Right.
Anyway, that's my sermon. I'll chill.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
yeah, I mean, you know, if you do have kids and this and that, you know what I mean, and if shit started clicking right for me, you know, I don't have all of what it takes to do, you know, to do something like what Burner did. I mean, he's a business guy, you know what I mean. I'm not, you know, I can't hate on it, you know. I'm fine, you know what I mean. So it's. Like
the
you're
American
saying,
money,
dude,
if you think I'm about the money, bro, I ain't nothing close to the money. Like my family's poor, you know what I mean? Like these guys here on this podcast can attest to that. We ain't balling. We're making it paycheck to paycheck. By that I mean like seed sale online to like my mortgage. That's how I fucking live, you know, like and like I got homies out here that fucking support me, and like so I ain't about paycheck, but I am. You know, like understand that I am, because
that's what I
I'm
mean.
trying
like,
to fucking survive, motherfucker. I used to sell
it's
weed,
not all, you know,
and now, I'm trying to survive here. We're all, each one of us is trying to survive, and the world is changing. Cookies, bro. Fuck.
Oh my God, he was working on that. Look at you. Look at that young kid. Look
how stoned I am. Look at those eyes. Fucking stoned.
I seen
Cheers,
Captain
guys.
Man, them
Captain?
eyes look like I would be if I saw you walking down the aisle in a plane. I'd be like, "Yo, has he got some kind of zombie flu? What the fuck is up with them eyes? Let me see that weed, dude."
Look at that.
Cheers, guys.
Too.
How's everyone doing today?
What's up, dude? Sorry, I just went on a riff.
That's
good.
okay.
It was good to say. It was good to hear.
And actually, I have something to contribute to that, because earlier I was in the same discussion, and the gentleman was in an area that they grow wine. And there were companies coming in and buying up these wineries that had been around since the 1800s. And I had to kind of explain to people that, hey, for a lot of people, this is like their kids are not going to carry on the winery. They want to go to something different. And this is actually a chance for those people to sell out to the bigger wineries and actually, you know, cash in on a business that possibly could have been breaking even for the past decade or losing money. But here they have a chance to sell something. Yes, it's a family legacy, but they have a chance to better their children's future, besides possibly retiring themselves and enjoying the last few years instead of beating their heads over the books every year. But, you know, hey, if someone like Bodie gets a chance to cash in that has put in 20, 30 years worth of work, and he wants to hook up and, you know, make a little bit of money.
It'd be one thing if I did it. Like, it'd be a different thing if I did it, who's been breeding for like 5-6 years, but someone like Bodie, who's been doing it for 20, like that long,
It's a good deal for both of them.
Get paid.
It's a good deal for both of them. It gives cookies more credibility with the connoisseurs and the people on the outside that have been maybe scowling at them and a little angry at their success, right? As well as it brings a whole new flavor to their line, as well as like there's much getting Bodie's credibility is.
Did you see that video when
marketing
opened up did you see the video when Burner opened up the 2-year-old weed? And he was like, what the fuck? This is 2 years old. And he's like, sorry, man. He's like, no, this is the fucking shit. Like, that was like, that fucking to me was just like, it's sung to the American weed hero in my mind. That's what I was like reveling in, is like, that's because that dude has been growing weed and smoking his weed and saving it. He's got a little bit of this and that to show you. And it's still fucking good because he cared for it. Like, it was like, you know what I mean? Like there's that exists amongst a lot of us, but that was an opportunity for that to be showcased. And I thought that was beautiful.
And you can love the culture, and you could be all about the culture and, you know, the lifestyle, but part of the whole culture and lifestyle is the outlaw and, you know, making money. And now everything's gone so legit, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I still want to be a part of this, and I want a piece, you know, I want to be able to feed my family like I always have. And you know what I mean? So like I said, I have no ill will towards anybody. You know, I can't hate on anyone trying to get theirs. And especially now when times are getting real tough and you can feel
who's switching over to a different crop and being like, man, I fucking love this other crop. You know, and I'm gonna you know about that we about the money too.
There's nothing wrong with getting paid from growing. You know what I mean? At the end of the day,
that's a big part of
started doing it.
The big part of what drew us to it was like, to me, like, I'll just speak for myself. The big part of what drew me to weed was the freedom. It gave me the fucking freedom. The money gave me the freedom to be me. And it was like, I could make my money, like just my money. I didn't have to be rich, but like I could make just enough to do me on my own terms. And it was the American dream that I was sold as a child. And it fucking let me be Peter Pan. And that's running away, and that's scary and shitty. And you know what I mean? But like, in the process of that though, I've been changed. And that's the thing that I like really stand strong to, is like, and I put on these conferences, and all the people that come to these conferences have the same feeling that they've been changed by the plant. The plant has made them more aware of what's going on in the environment, in the actual real living world, you know, not stocks and money and all this stuff that we create in technology, but like the living organisms. And it's made us aware, and it's made us care, and it's changed the way we think. And I fucking really believe that it's changing the way farming is. And that's like, farming is the most destructive fucking thing on our planet, more destructive than war, agriculture. And so if we can change that for the better, like we could, you know, if that's all that we did, if that's all that we did, and all that this whole like fucking movement was change agriculture, that's so worth it, you know, like it really is. Anyways, I don't know, I'm just fucking a little drunk and just being passionate, you guys.
No, it's good. It's good to hear. You know, I agree with everything that's being said right now. You know what I mean? It's like it's what we're here to do. Shit and chat about all.
Well, welcome, Captain 420.
Hey, Steve.
Good morning.
Your sky looks like mine.
Right? See, there you go. That's what the nice rice field outside my bedroom.
Yeah, that used to be a pineapple field.
Now it's going to be Captain's Weed Field, huh?
I wish it could be. I'm trying like hell to get it.
Yeah. That'd be nice to be able to sit out there and smoke your joint and look over that little wall there and see a bunch of pheno hunts, or, you know, whatever, nursery or whatever you plan on doing over there. I know you got some big things in the works. So
to further put this into perspective, I think, and I'm not trying to pick a fight with you, the American one, like this is good conversation. He said, would you sell your farm to Bill Gates? I'd sell my farm to any motherfucker that's going to give me 1.2 right now. Fucking come up, like it's yours. I'm fucking stoked to like do another thing, you know, like let's fucking go. You know, I built a cool thing here, but like, You know, right now I'm not capitalizing on the thing that I put a ton of money into. And so like, if someone wants to buy me out of the thing that I just put in, like I'd probably fucking do it and move on to another thing. Like, and I don't mean another thing like something outside of growing or cultivating or cannabis. I just mean like, you know.
Right. And that's actually not selling out. Look,
that's not selling out to me. That's me. That to me, that's like moving up on the thing that I bought this, you know what I mean? If I laid out, you know what I mean? Like,
dude, I tried to get into the whole legitimate market when it all started up, when it was still medical here, and I lost my ass. You know what I mean? And it all was all due to snakes and fakes and Brads and Chads, or however you want to put it. You know what I mean? Lawyers and, you know, big money guys that had nothing to do, that never did this shit until it became legal. You know what I mean? Me, I've done this shit since, you know what I mean, when you would go to jail forever for fucking, you know what I mean, doing this shit back in Ohio.
My first two legal recreational crops were stole from me.
So to be
2 years, two years in a row, like legal crops, like hundreds of pounds were stolen from me through processor bullshit. You know what I mean? And you like, you can't fucking deal with it because of the way the laws are. You know what I mean? If it was like a carrot or a tomato, you could just take them to court and that would be that. And you could sue them and hopefully recoup that money, but not with weed. Not in Washington. You know, anyways, that's why, like, you know, there's just fucking levels to it. I don't feel like it's selling out. You know what I mean? It's like, would I sell my farm? Fuck yeah, I'd sell my farm. You know, I put a ton of work into it. And if I could get paid on it, like, and do something a little bit different or better in my mind, and like, really, in the end of like I was saying earlier, I'm not on some fucking spiritual mission here to like save the earth through growing cannabis. I'm on a mission to like make some money and do a good thing, and be free. And the world that I grew up in told me that I had to go to college and do a certain thing and be enslaved until I was a certain age. And then weed told me I could do something else. And that was really fucking cool for me. And I think that was cool for a lot of us. And it also connected me to the environment and helped me understand the way the natural world worked. And so like, I'm down to like serve those things, like my freedom, my family's freedom, and serve the bettering of the environment. Those are my fucking main passions in life, straight up, you know. If that makes me selfish, maybe I don't know, maybe it does. Maybe I'm just a prick like any other corporate dick, but I feel like that's just anybody's goal, honestly.
Oh man, my foot fell asleep bad. Oh my god, I can't feel my leg. Shit.
Well, what's new with you, Captain 420? What have you been up to?
Uh-oh. One down.
Apparently, everyone's
Captain caught a fucking hot fucking lung of smoke there.
tough.
Oh, that ain't
Captain
gonna
caught a
make it
Scooby
better.
snack.
You know, yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's
That was
getting
so
late
bad.
over here, so
Tiebreaker.
I'm gonna sign off. I'll talk to you guys next week if I'm
Peace,
around.
Brandon.
Brandon, thanks for coming.
Really good
Yeah,
talking,
I'll
Brandon.
talk to you guys later.
Later,
Stay
man.
safe out there.
Cheers.
Bye.
yeah, we
When
hit
Dutch cleared the room with a fart.
we hit a piece of hash there. Actually, what's really nice today is my headphones are working finally, even with StreamYard. But we're going out and buying a new water heater. So the first time in like 3 months, I'll have hot water shower.
Wow. Look at
Yeah.
that. Break that open, Steve. You better smoke some of that on camera. Come
Yeah,
on.
somebody get this boy some hash mailed over there.
Yeah, get
Yeah, please.
Do you have a dab rig over there, Steve?
Yeah, I managed
I
to
do.
find one. In fact, I bought this nice piece at
Yeah.
the store. And it was like, I don't know,
Damn.
38 US, 40 US, not bad, with ash catcher and all. And then I got 2 bangers for it that are really nice. So when I finally get around to making some nice rosin, we'll have something to smoke it out of.
Well, maybe we can find your address and find a way to get you something.
Just got to make it to my house. I got 4
Yeah,
or
there you
5 grams of rosin here and probably another 4 or 5 grams of BHO that's really clean.
Nice. I got all the ingredients. I just got to find time to combine it. Took me kind of a little bit to get adjusted with the jet lag being the opposite side of the planet. So my body didn't know what to do.
Yeah. The first thing you do is break out the press.
Yeah.
All right.
So
No, that traveling will take it out of you. Now, I've never traveled that far, but yeah, even just going across the country, it takes it out of you.
Yeah, that'd be
and
like
then,
24 and a half hours for you, Tommy.
Yeah, my brother's wife is from Thailand, and he lived there. He was a school teacher over there for a while, and they're back in the States now. But I never made it out when they were there. There was a lot of other shit going on, so I never got to make it out. But he was living right in Bangkok, and I've heard plenty of stories, and I have in-laws, that are still there in Bangkok.
I have I don't know if it's an announcement. I mean, it's an announcement, an unofficial announcement. How about that? I am planning. I was telling Steve about it this morning. I'm planning an event in Humboldt for the last weekend of January. That's going to be. I've kind of talked about it a little bit, but I've got things pretty much lined out for. It'll be a plant sex test course. That's going to happen the last week of January in Garberville, California, and it'll be a 2-day event. One day will be the bulk part of the course, and the concept is that you can come and take the course, and you can leave and test the sex of your own cannabis plants. There'll be a little investment in order to do so. Under $1,000 is what I've been told. So I'm ironing out all the details, and I'll have it set up on my website so you can kind of like, hopefully the plan is you can be like, oh yeah, this is the exact equipment I'll need to buy after I take this course, and be able to run your own plant sex tests, which to me is super invaluable. Because I run a lot of plants, a lot of seedlings as a breeder, but even as a farmer, running 1,000, 2,000, seedlings, if you could test them right away, at the first true leaves, right? So this is what I mean is you pop a
Get
seed.
them out of Get them out of solo cup before you spend a bunch on
in a tray. So imagine putting them in a 72 say I can't talk. A 72 cell tray where that's 10 by 20, and you got 72 plants in there, and half of those, 36 of them are males, and you can wait, 2 weeks later they pop up, and once they pass the cotyledon, you can cut like a little snip off that leaf, and do some little magic. I don't actually know what the process is. I got to learn it at the course myself, and determine which one is male, which one is female. From then you can do what you will, throw them away if you want, because that all you're looking for is females. But if you're a breeder, you might want to put males in another area and treat them differently. It'll save me a ton of money. So for the $500 to come and take the course, and the $1,000 that it costs for the equipment, it's well worth the investment, because the other option is you could grow them out in a pot and then and spend all that time and energy and space, etc., to do that, or you could pay a lab $10 per plant to do that, which is really expensive, right? So for that same tray, that would be $720, a lot of money. So to me, it's a no-brainer, and I've been trying to think of a new spin on a way to put out a good event that is really helpful to people and helpful to farmers, and there's a guy that teaches this in the East Coast. And if you take his course for, if you hit him up and take a solo course, it's $1,800. Right. So I was like, what does it cost to do it for 50 people? He's like, I can come do it, boom, boom. It's like, let's make this happen. So we're going to do that on a Saturday. And then the next day we'll do kind of similar to what we've done with the Regen events. Myself, Kevin Jodry, and Mean Gene from Mendocino are going to do like a little nursery workshop. And then we'll have a seed swap. And it'll just be kind of a 2-day event, type deal. So I'm ironing all the details out, but that's as much as I've got worked out now. And yeah,
that sounds awesome. Well, we talked about that a little bit when we see each other in person, but yeah, that sounds really cool. I mean, I there's no way I can make it out that way, but if you do make one, if it happens to work out, you make it out this way. You know what I mean? I will definitely try to make the arrangements. So.
Yeah,
I would like to do that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like if this one goes well, I figure I'll drop it in stages. I'd like to do a series of these, but I don't want to get myself strung out, on it. And so like if this one goes well, then we'll do another one in probably the East Coast, and if that goes well, probably in Michigan for sure too. That would be the definite next place. So. And then Thailand, I'd definitely love to come to Thailand. I want to come to Thailand too. Like, so that's big on my personal agenda, to go to Thailand and do some weed work over there.
Yeah.
In Ithaca.
Do some beach work over there, you mean?
Well, that's one of the things I was, when my brother was over there, it was like, man, like he was growing a couple little plants on his balcony, but it was still like highly illegal and shit. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like that's the one thing about whatever national legalization is like. It's not really a vacation to me if I can't smoke. You know what I mean? Like,
so
it's like
they have these little police stations that are like kind of like on the sidewalk. Like, how like in New York they have the like newspaper booths and shit.
Kiosk. Yeah,
it's kind of like that, but it's like a tiny, like a kiosk sized police station. There, we were driving by somewhere on the way to Petrobon, and there was a guy that had like a balcony, and he had like boards that went across to the roof of it, and he had a pot plants on the balcony and a couple pot plants directly on top of the police thing. It was the funniest shit, but we were driving too fast to get a good picture, but it was fucking great. I was like, that's awesome.
Choice.
That's cool as fuck.
Yeah. It's been pretty cool here. We have the food markets are just insane. I've never seen so much food that like looks so good and brightly colored and just smells amazing.
Yeah, what you saying is like acre size facilities for each.
Ingredient. Yeah, and in Bangkok they had like, it was like a square mile of underneath, like each building was, but each building was a different thing. So one was vegetables, one was fruit, one was fish, one was like beef, one was pork, one was chicken, one was spices, one like all these different specialty things. One was all like root crops, like potatoes and carrots and all that shit. It was just, I've never seen so much food in one place before. It was just nuts. It was just so good. And then every little town out here has like a miniature version of that. So they'll have, they're still huge. It's way bigger than a grocery store, but they have like 20 to 100 vendors for each thing. So like, like that guy's carrots, this guy's growing a slightly different type of carrot, or a different way, and you can, what I mean. And everything's by the kilo, so which is pretty good, and then everything is cheaper. We got a massage the other day for like $10. That was pretty great. Definitely get used to that. What else? Just lots of different interesting things. The food's been really good. You can get everything from like crocodile to insects to all kinds of fruit and everything in between. What else?
Is it hard? Is it hard with the gluten free? Like, is there anything you have no worry about that at all, or is that pretty easy?
It's pretty easy. I mean, there's definitely a lot of bread and stuff around, but it's not a big deal. What what else? Lots of Buddhist temples everywhere, which are really pretty. There's like really beautiful temples all over the place. So that's kind of neat. Oh, we went out to the night market the other day in Bangkok, and there's like nitrous balloons all over the place for sale. You can get all kinds of weed, pre-rolls, like a lot of people advertising American weed. It was pretty wild. I was not expecting all of that. People selling bags of mushrooms, like just totally like more like a festival in the US than I was expecting, I guess.
Party time for sure. That's what's up.
Yeah, definitely. It was we got off the plane and stopped there to get food on the way home. And that was pretty great. At like 1 a.m.
Yeah, way to coming in town, right?
Right. Definitely the way to come into town for sure. But I don't know, just it's very cheap to live out here. Like everything is really cheap. Most of your stuff you would buy normally is, you know, a third of the price or less. So that's kind of cool. I don't know. Just
How
different,
far
very
off-
humid, very
How
humid.
far off is the project you got going on with Breeder Steve?
It's right. It's on the other side of the property here. We're finishing. We have a bunch of workers putting in some new flooring and stuff. They had black flooring on the floor, and we replaced it all with white so that it reflects, cools, keeps the greenhouse cooler. So they're doing all that right now. So
it's
it's pretty busy.
a bunch of greenhouses or one large greenhouse. What's it?
Sure.
what's it
So we
looking
have
like?
one indoor building that'll be for drying, and it'll have some indoor rooms. Then we have a nursery building that has for clones and seed starts. And that also has an office. And then we have 3 greenhouses for now, but we're going to be building a bunch more. And they're not really greenhouses, they're more like screen houses. So they have fans for air movement inside. They have an intake fan to like vent air out, you know, based on temperature or timer or whatever setting it's on. And then we have irrigation there. And then the top is plastic to keep the rain off of the plants. But the sides are really fine insect screens. So the breeze can blow through and everything, but it stops, you know, 90% of the insects. So that, you know, it's kind of the best of both worlds.
Right. You basically got to diffuse some of the light, right? With the
Yeah. So we have a shade. Yeah. So we have a retractable shade screen on it too. So if it's kind of cloudy, we can pull it back. If it's
nice.
sunny, we can draw it.
Yeah, that sounds cool as hell. I can't wait to see it progress, and I'm sure you'll be keeping.
Oh yeah, we just popped a bunch of seeds. We're ordering a bunch more seeds.
Yeah.
So we'll have a bunch of Feno hunts. We're getting an HPLC, so we'll be able to test everything in house. Won't have to send it off, which is going to be super dope. And we're going to get a qPCR from medicinal genomics, and so we can test all of our male, females, and all that other fun stuff. So it'll be good. We can do a lot of work for people with their seeds and stuff.
Yeah. Breeder Steve's like the king of Pheno hunts.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna sort. We actually found 2. The best 2 we have right now are the Royal Caviar, and we have a really good Do-si-do line going so far. But we're looking through some other stuff, and then there's lots of Thai stuff, but nothing that's really popping at the moment.
Right? Is that Royal?
So they get that Post Malone.
There you
Steve, when you gonna have that testing up and running for the sex testing, please?
In the next couple months.
Next week?
No. It'll be in a month or 2. Or it's gonna take time to set everything up. They're building out the indoor space, the one for the lab and everything out like in the next week or 2. So it'll be a little bit, but we'll be able to do everything in house. So it's gonna be super cool. So yeah, if anyone's interested in those types of things, hit me up, because we'd love to run and Pheno hunt some stuff and test it out. And hey, you know, it can be a good trade for everybody. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. So what else are we doing? Just working on getting everything up and running, making sure we get all the supplies, making sure we can get all the beneficial microbes that we're used to having for treating insects and fungi. I managed to find pretty much everything in Thailand. with one exception. I haven't found any Iceria fumiceraceae in the country at all. I don't know why, but it's the one I haven't been able to find. But everything else, I mean, Bacillus pumilus, subtilis, Bavaria bassiana, all that stuff I've had no problem, getting. So that's going to be good to be able to use most of my normal organic tools. We're going to make large batches of IPMO with a couple of different insects. I'm going to be doing video on that in the next couple of days, and then I'm going to post that up. I was talking to Chris about that. So that'll be really fun. Also, check out Chris Trump's new video. He did a great new video on IMO. Posted it yesterday or today, or I don't know what fucking day it is anymore for you guys and me and how that all works. But go check it out on Chris Trump's YouTube channel. It's really good.
Yeah, he hasn't posted a new video in a while. So that's cool. I will have to go check that out for sure. I always like.
Yeah, he's been working on a lot of new video content. So.
Oh, cool. That's exciting. I like his content. It's very good. He's a fun guy to hang out with too.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
At the Regen conference, just you know what I mean. Having a couple. We were all together. You, Steve, and, yeah. We went to that. What was it? The Cuban sandwich place. That was a good time. Just hanging out, just shooting the shit with him.
Oh yeah.
He shoots a pretty good game of pool too.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard he kind of hustled some pool tables.
I was busy
Yeah.
chugging PBRs. No, that was a good time in Ann Arbor that night. That was a fun night. A night to remember. Definitely. Captain, what do you got going? You got a bunch of stuff started up. I know you've been out there working on it. You got
Yeah, I just started. So
let the games begin, huh?
exactly.
There you go.
I
Still
may
been
not have,
really.
I may not have this spot behind me, but I have a 200 square meter area.
Right on. That's pretty big
Right.
as well. So,
Yeah, that's fucking huge.
yeah. All right.
Yeah, and the rainy season still hasn't quite ended yet here, which is creating problems for everybody.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. There's some of the crops are in late, and you just can't get to some of the other ones. But like the rice, it's a bumper year for rice, I hear. I know pineapples.
All the
aren't
rice
that good
around.
this year.
I know. Well, you know what's really good? We had really good luck with. You know how sometimes they get that like rot on them. We had really good luck treating that in Zim, because in Zim they get the rot on the pineapples a lot. We sprayed it with Labs, and that worked really good.
That's just good for a lot.
Labs is really good for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I
They've
gotta
got
make a batch
this.
coming up.
They got this stuff here. You'll run across it if you haven't already ran across it. It's kind of a milky color. It's like 8% of that stuff that's in Avid. That's like 0.2% in the States. They sprayed that on my field, and my windows were open, and I inhaled all that shit.
It's no good.
No good.
We were talking the other day about how to handle that. I think we'll just try to just pay off the neighbors. It's easier. Worked in Zim.
Yeah, it's my cousin has he I don't know if he's still even doing it, but he had a hemp farm, and right next door the neighbor was an apple farmer or whatever, and you'd see the guy in the tractor wearing, you know what I mean, full
Gear.
suit, yeah, the gas mask and everything. It's like, and I'm standing over there like, whoa, hold on, dude, like, like it's definitely coming over this way. You know what I mean? Like, holy shit! Like this guy's covered from head to toe. He looked like a, like one of them. It was like one of them '70s kind of like, the gas mask. Like you see the pictures of him, shit.
Hazmat suits.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I'm like, geez, I'm just standing, I'm standing there right across the road, like, oh, well, there goes a couple years off my life.
So yeah, Steve, you'll get used to when you go out to find something and you have like a long list of things to do. If you only accomplish like half the list, just feel really accomplished for the day. Sometimes when I go out here trying to find something, because my tie sucks, and to try to find something because the shops are all like specialty shops. So to go get wire, you go to the wire store. To get light bulbs, you go to the light bulb store. That's the way it's all.
They're really good light
broken up
bulbs,
here.
though. I know, but I like that though, because like it's, especially if it's something that's more difficult or whatever, it's nice to have that one guy for the thing.
It is, but when you go to try to put a whole bunch of things together during the day, and you live in like a medium-sized town like me, it's it takes the whole day just to do a couple things.
Well, that's okay. Everyone seems to operate on island time here anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Do they have some kind of app where, when it comes to like communication, where, you know what I mean, if you're having trouble with a language barrier, where you can kind of just speak in your phone and then it translates it? I'm sure they have that. Right?
Yeah, I use Google. Google Translate's really good most of the time for most people. I use it with my workers all the time. It works. They can tell me what they want and vice versa, but it allows you to pick your language. And then you can do photos, so you can like hit the camera and I can like put it over a label and it'll tell me most of the time what it says, especially if I'm in a restaurant. It's really good for seeing what the hell I'm trying to order, that kind of shit. And then also like you can do a conversation where you can like just let it record, me talking to you right now, and it'll type it all and translate it in text, and then I can hit a button and it'll talk to them too. So I don't even have to have them read it. If they can't read, it's still okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
yeah, Google Translate power wash driveway does not translate into anything.
That's a tough one, huh?
I put that in and I showed them what it printed out and what it said, and they both looked at me like I was an idiot, because I want to power wash the walls around the house and make it really nice. But yeah, it doesn't translate. A lot of Thai doesn't translate. I use it and I show the people and I even play it for them, and they look at me like, what the hell are you trying to say?
That's what all the jobs you don't want to do. Like, I don't understand. Sorry. No English.
Tommy knows. Tommy knows what's going on. He's like, bro, I got there. Fuck 100. That's what deal with your ass, bro.
I bet they can translate the fucking one where it says how much you're gonna pay them.
Oh, that's funny, dude. I'm gonna bounce out for the night, guys.
What, you smoke too many joints? What
I'm
you been cooking on over there?
I'm working another one here with a little rosin love on top.
The nightcap.
Nightcap, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what's up.
I got a nightly bath date with my lady.
Oh, nice, cool.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Well, what the fuck are you doing in here?
that's what I'm saying. See you guys later.
Right on, brother.
Peace,
Good talking to you.
Dutch.
Peace,
Talk to
everybody.
you soon, buddy.
I'll get a hold of you soon.
Peace. Nice. Well, I think I'm gonna run here in a minute too. I gotta start the day. So, well, I've already been out to the greenhouse and worked out there and checked the nursery and all that shit before I came on here, but
I
that's
know how
okay.
that is. Gotta double check. I could probably go check on all my stuff right now too. I'm a nighttime light runner, so it's been really fun hanging out, guys. Good to see you all. And I'm gonna try to make myself more present on here. Jump on here.
Awesome, man. It's great having you.
For sure.
Tommy,
I'll probably just
Peace.
call her there then, Potent.
Yeah, I mean, you and Captain are welcome to hang out or whatever. I'll turn the show over to you, and then I just gotta some other stuff I gotta do today still. So
Yeah, man.
I'm sure I can find some things to do if you guys want to end it.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's about that time, right? Everyone seems like they got a little chore to do or kids tucking in. And stuff
We'll
like that.
extend it
Yeah.
next week. How's that?
For sure.
yeah, I'm not. How was the stream? Has it been good today? Like, is the internet connection okay here? We're
Yeah,
gonna figure
yours
that
seems
out
really
still.
good.
Honestly, seemed fine. Yeah.
You're not on fiber optic?
Not yet,
Okay,
No.
but we're also a little bit off the path. So
but the data here is really good all over the country.
oh yeah, I have on my Thai phone. It's like full bars pretty much everywhere we've gone so far.
Yeah.
So
All right, Steve, Tommy,
yeah.
Wes.
Hey, good seeing you guys.
Chad.
Everyone stay safe out there.
Oh, we're also on SoundCloud and Spotify, and Wes and I are working on getting it up
Yeah,
on
well,
other
I-
podcast platforms.
Exactly. Yes.
So
Coming up.
if we aren't on the platform that you like now, let us know and we'll get on there. So yeah, just let us know. But you should be able to find the show on your favorite podcast platform now. Again, if there is one that we missed so far, just email us.
Right on. Hey, peace and love,
All right,
everybody.
guys, take it easy.
Peace.
Have a good one.
Peace.